Take 3.
Yep.
This is a pattern for lace knitting with bead placement. And as you can see in the pattern, I like to read the chart. So it's knit 2, place a bead, yarn over, SSK, knit a stitch, knit 2 together, yarn over, and place a bead. And I have dark markers right here because this little section in here has to be repeated 3 times. So I want to know where to go. So it's yarn over, SSK, knit a stitch, knit 2 together, yarn over, and place the bead. I'm going to show you how to place a bead here, and I suggest that you get a really nice crochet hook, and this is an Addy 0.75 millimeter, and it fits nicely into these little beads here that are 6 millimeter beads that the pattern calls for. And some work calls for bigger beads, so you'd have to get a bigger needle, but I like, this is my preference. So in order to do lace knitting, you get the bead onto the shaft of the crochet hook, take the stitch off of the needle, and slide the bead down. And Linda wants me to move my thumb, but, and then you pull the bead through, the stitch through the bead, and it fits very nicely here. Then you knit that stitch and continue on with the pattern, and I'll demonstrate the beading again. You just pull it through like that, so, and get it back onto the needle and knit the stitch. And I suggest a really good hook like this one because I had a cheaper hook and it would split the yarn, and that was very frustrating. And it was hard to get the hook through the beads because sometimes the beads aren't completely broken through, and if you push too hard, you'll break the bead. The other tip I have is I like to do this at a table because then I can have my beads and I'm not fumbling all over trying to get the beads and losing them. And the other tip is, as you can see, I have this gray thread through here, and it's called a lifeline, and I really suggest if you're going to do any lace knitting at all, you get used to putting a lifeline in after you repeat a section or so many rows, because it'll save you hours of work if you happen to make a mistake when you have to rip out. Then you'll know if one section is absolutely perfect, when you put your lifeline in, you can tear it down to there and you don't have to tear out all of your work, and it'll save you hours of stress and anxiety. And plus, I like to mark my sections because I know when I'm doing my knitting that I have 10 stitches in this section, 5 here, and 8 over here. So then I get to here and I know I can look at it and say, okay, that's right, and just keep following along. And I'm using this Harry Potter Chinese fireball with a beautiful sparkle in it, and this lovely Rowan Kid silk haze that I really like. And I think this is going to be a lovely scarf when it's done.